Hey guys, it's Bastian time. This is Zelda News. I'm your host Bastian. Let's get to that first story. Zelda II, The Adventure of Link, has a very unusual place in the Zelda series because not only is it kind of the most recent in the chronology of all of the games, it takes place at the end of one of the timelines, but it also happens to be one of the stranger Zelda games because it's a side-scroller, and no other Zelda game has gone that route again. And just at the time, it was very, it was just considered, the black sheep of the Zelda family. And but a lot of people overlook a lot of the innovations that it actually brought to the series. So Joystick wrote an article recently where they talked about these various innovations that Zelda II brought that are often overlooked. Things along the lines of a more RPG element than the first Zelda game had, things along those lines. So if Zelda II has a special place in your heart like it does mine, and you want to go ahead and read this article from Joystick, there's a link for you down below. Symphony of the Goddesses has, of course, been touring around for over a year now, and they still have more tour dates coming. Something unusual that happened at one of them recently is a man proposed to his girlfriend at the Symphony of the Goddesses, and thankfully she accepted his proposal. It would have been a little unfortunate had she not, but if you happen to be at that Symphony of the Goddess performance, let us know what it was like to be there when this happens in the comments. Hyrule Historia's English translation is almost upon us, and Dark Horse Books has decided to go ahead and give us a sneak peek at one of the most awesome parts of Hyrule Historia, which is the manga that you can only find in Hyrule Historia. And the manga is basically a prequel to Skyward Sword. It sort of tells some of that backstory that we learned in Skyward Sword about the goddess's chosen hero back in the past. So a really awesome read. The manga really makes me want a game that takes place in that era that surrounds this whole incident. Unfortunately, I doubt Nintendo's ever going to do that, but at least we have the manga to read, so that's cool. Poor Mega Man in the past couple of years has not gotten much representation from Capcom, unfortunately. They've recently apologized about that and have said, don't worry, we're going to be working harder at bringing more Mega Man to the fans. But this article is about Mega Man Legends and about the 4 ways that the article writer feels Mega Man Legends beat Ocarina of Time to the punch. Now, for those not familiar, Mega Man Legends came out on the PlayStation 1 1 year before Ocarina of Time. And a lot of people consider Ocarina of Time to be the innovator of many styles of gameplay and many elements that we just take for granted today. Things like Z-targeting, just the whole design of a third-person 3D sort of action-adventure game. But Mega Man Legends actually released a year before Ocarina of Time and already had something very much like Z-targeting in it. That's one of the 4 things that they mentioned. And so it's kind of interesting to learn. I've never played Mega Man Legend, but learning that it's kind of similar to Ocarina of Time kind of makes me want to give it a whirl. It's just interesting, though, because over all these years later, everybody talks up the fact that Zelda invented Z-targeting in Ocarina of Time, but I guess not, actually. Mega Man Legend beat them to the punch, so kind of interesting. And then our final story is about Zelda Fan, who was using Wii U Universe, or actually I think it might be the Wawa Plaza thing, to try to find a girlfriend, basically. He in the Wii U's Plaza Miiverse thingamajig, you can sort of draw these images. So he drew this image where he was like, hey, if you're a female Zelda fan in the area and you want a hero of time to help you, you can read for yourself exactly what it says, but anyways, an interesting use of the technology. Also, I know a lot of you guys really would like some HD, at least 720 if not 1080p resolution for these videos. Unfortunately, this particular web camera is not going to cut it. I've tried my best fiddling around with the settings. It claims that it can do 720, but obviously it cannot. So I don't know really what to say, except that I've gotten a lot of people suggesting that, you know, they're willing to donate to a better webcam fund sort of thing. But I always thought that that was kind of tacky. Like, I wouldn't feel right taking your money. This is just for fun. But so many people keep suggesting the idea, and that's really the only way it's going to happen. So if you are interested in donating to a better webcam fund for Bastian time, there's going to be a link for you right here, and then you'll be able to go ahead and do so. As soon as I've got enough funds to go ahead and do the camera, I'll turn that off, and then we'll have hopefully a new HD webcam for better quality videos. So that's it for this episode of Zelda News. Tomorrow is the second Nintendo News episode. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.